All right. Howdy, howdy. Today with you, as always, face you love to love, white bread art, coming live from somewhere in Texas. Uh, Location unknown. And I got more abstract art for you guys. And right now, I'm slightly unfocused for one reason only. I just gotta find something quickly on the computer. I know. Why aren't you ready right away? You know me. Um, and the problem with like it's a really good idea to get into a routine of cleaning out your computer, browsers, everything, keeping things clean. But that creates a bit of a problem when you clean everything and then things just change on you suddenly, and then you have to go in and find things again all over again. And so there's a bit of a price you end up paying. Oh, jeez. But it's worth it. Let me just quickly do these things here. Jeez, so obnoxious. But hey, all right, cool. I found myself. I found myself. Isn't that profound? All right, now let me just grab this linky poo, copy it, and bring it here. Ta-da. All right. Hmm. Hello. Seems like everything's working. All right, great. Now, proper hello to you guys. And welcome to the White Bread Art Stream. Proper hello. Prior hello. No, come on, behave. Proper hello. All right. Let's do some art. I got some interesting stuff for you guys. We are still going through the old forgotten folder where we kind of like taking a step back and looking at the earlier art that my hubby drew, and I'm coloring it now, many years later, and he's already came up with a fresh batch of art that I will be showcasing soon. But first, we will complete and go through all these older ones. So let me just quickly share the screen with you guys, and we will hop on board of coloring art. And here's a fun one. I call this match made in heaven. Little wink, wink, I guess. All right. So let me just double check. You guys can see it. Cool. All right. Awesome. Oh, uh, let's start flexing our art muscle and get right to it. So first things first, of course, I always duplicate the layer. Always work on the copy, never on the original. All right. Next thing that I do, this is my little routine. We're gonna grab a brush, erase this old watermark, and then grab a black brush, make sure we're on the duplicate, and complete these lines. Well, same old, going through and try to make it as organic as possible. Obviously, we are working in a digital space, and the original is drawn in ink on paper, but it's still doable to merge the two worlds. Um, especially you're going to zoom out anyways, so you will not see that big of a difference. And I'm just going to complete this. This is a fun one. See, it kind of like completes the line here. I'm just going to give it a temporary line like that, just to separate the foreground and the background a little bit more. And okay, we got this thing here. It's like a fiery bush or something. All right, just make sure. So, I guess it's like a flame within a flame. Suppose we could separate it and bring out its core. We'll make it like hotter than the outside, obviously. Let's see, the spirit of the fire. All right. Now, there's just another line which would be kind of interesting to work with. See what we can do with it. And then there's these little critters. One thing I could do is check this out. Just give it kind of like follow the line, like such. Got these little creatures here. All right, now, oh, what is this? Gandhi spot. All right, let me just move this mic. It's in the way of me seeing my shortcut keys. All right. So, just to make sure all the lines are in check here, no gaps, everything is contained. That looks pretty good. Now we could move on to our matches. And everything here looks pretty solid. And the tombstone or whatever this is, like a little, that looks pretty good too. All right, so there's another faint line here that kind of maybe separates somewhat of a hill. I suppose we could combine all of this neatly. All right, and then there's a semblance of a tree. It kind of looks like cauliflower. All right, and now I'm kind of wondering, it would be neat and somewhat of a not huge feat. Um, but what if I separate all of these, like you see all these little like frequency type ripple lines signifying, well, probably the heat coming out of the match, but also light and possibly sun. And I'm wondering if it will be fun to separate that and see what we can do with it. All right. So I guess I should, yeah, I should try it. I mean, it will be interesting. Um, let's see. Worst thing. Or you know what I can do? What I can do is duplicate it as is now with the completed lines, but not completed this. So I'm going to make another copy of the copy and have two versions in case my idea is a flop. That way, at least we'll be safe. All right, I think I'm going to minimize the brush size. All right, let's try it. Bring all of this together. Maybe not even all of it. Wait. Bless me. Sorry, had to sneeze. Ever since it got colder and drier here, I've been on a sneeze locomotive. All right. Let's just make sure we don't make it hokey. No, that looks a little weird. So I want to retain, obviously, a circle or at least a semicircle. And make these lines a little bit more organic, if you know what I mean. Yeah, maybe introduce more waviness to it, more like frequency type. Yeah, let's follow that. Almost looks like what do you call that? Golden circle, like around a saint on an icon. Areole, like kind of like that. What's the word for it? Nim. No, it's not a nim. I gotta look it up. You guys know me. Halo. Oh, I guess that's a halo. That's right. Yeah, that's exactly the word I was looking for. All right, so let's just make sure there is some sort of hint of balance and proportion retained. All right, you guys, you're gonna have to forgive me for a second. Ever since I sneezed, my snout feels stuffy, so I'm just gonna quickly go and relieve my snout, and I'll be right back. Meditate on the halo. All right, be right back. All right. That feels better. All right, let's get to it. I definitely don't want to deprive oxygen to my precious brain. All right, let's get back to business and try to be, like I said, as subtle and suave here and not disrupt the flow too much. And I noticed if you just follow the ripple pattern, so make the lines wavier, it would look more homogenized. Oh, wait. All right. Wrong line. Give me a second. All right. Last one. I don't think we should do all of them. Maybe every other one be suffice. All right. And let's just close this gap here. Just make it a little more organic. What? What are you yelling at me for? All right, let's try to put some color here. All right, so we could start with that. Fire. Give it kind of like stone blue grayish outline kind of. And since I'm here, wait a second. Since I'm here, I should probably get rid of that line. You guys know me. I don't usually like to leave lines that don't belong in the original art. So whatever I end up putting in there, I usually try to erase afterwards. And also smooth out anything that might look rough. So something kind of like that. That's not bad. All right. That works, at least for now. All right. Let's make it a little lighter. And again, I'm just going to erase that line that I drew just to stick with the original. All right. And this one too. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. Almost there. Now I can start working on the matches. All right, cool. Well, let's get that tombstone or whatever that is. Let's give that some color. Nope. Let's make it moldy. Moldy tombstone. All right, let's get to the matches. Kind of interesting experiment. Let's get that greenish tint out of there. And by the way, why did I miss this? No bueno. Maybe it shouldn't be that green. Maybe a little pinker. Yeah, that's nicer. All right, now let's try to tackle this halo and see what happens there. Hmm. I kind of want to work with more transparent colors, so I'm gonna dial down, make things more opaque, and kind of gently. No. All right, so something went wrong here. Let's follow this line. There's some kind of interruption. All right, let's see what we got here. There's gonna be like a little tiny gap here somewhere. Oh, this tiny, tiny little thing? Really? Right. Let's just make sure we got it all. All right, looks like it's mostly there. All right, let's try to introduce a little more warmth here. Oh, I think we can do it warmer than that. A little less. I'm almost feeling like there should be. Maybe I'll change the color. Wait a second. I'll go back there. Um, let's try. I was thinking something slightly greener. Yeah, maybe that will make more sense. Although one would wonder how that would make more sense. Actually, I think this should be also a little bit with a greener tint to it. It has to separate it and create a more contrasting background. All right, I think the bottoms I'll make bluer. Christina O started following. Thanks, Christina. Howdy and welcome. All right, so we're providing a more of a playful, surreal color palette where warmer meets cooler. That happens in real life oftentimes too, where shadows and highlights mingle, create an interplay. Guess we're trying to do that too. Could just add a little more variety to the blues, even if it's subtle. Subliminally will be picked up and felt more than noticed. All right, let's tackle that hill. Now, just make it more. Right. Now, a cooler contrasting sky. I might actually dial back on. Yes. Let me just quickly see because I don't know for whatever reason I kind of wanted to see what this would look like. It's not bad. I gotta sneeze again. Oh, jeez. Gosh darn it. Sneezing. Bless me. All right. Um, mhm. This is actually is not bad. It feels almost like a more logical continuation of the halo. It's like the halo kind of melted into the warm sky, and then there's this thing. Since this is something unearthly, and since greens and pinks and reds and myriad of their expressions are good complementary colors. We're gonna do that. Contrast. Oh, geez, so obnoxious. Sometimes I wonder, like, why do people have to sneeze? I mean, I understand. I can ration why people sneeze. It's obviously you get dust in your nostrils, and your body's healthy reaction that is programmed into it uh, is to slow down the spread of dust or any kind of foreign particle. Obviously, that's why you have nostril hair, is to catch, it's like a natural filtration system to catch anything unwanted foreign from coming into your body. And I get it and I understand it. My question is the following: why do we have to live in a world where our bodies are constantly attacked by foreign particles and bodies and bacteria, stuff that wants to come in and wreak havoc in our bodies? Um, and it's like, all right, it got a little bit drier where we are now because summers are really humid, so that's nice. But all the dust came up, um, and some people credit allergy. They call it the allergy season, and I guess you can be obviously allergic to dust, and dust is just not um, desiccated soil, right? It's all sorts of stuff. There could be feces in it, matter from bugs, or um, dandruff, skin, which is pretty much dandruff, right? Um, any kind of shed of a body, etc., etc. Um, my question is, why do we have to live in a world where we constantly are attacked and need to protect ourselves from invaders, space invaders? Um, then, of course, I have many questions like that. Why do I have to eat? Why do we have to drink? Why do we have to breathe? Why do we have to? Why is there always like so much work connected with existence? I'm not saying like, oh, I'm lazy. I'd rather not eat, drink, or breathe, which would be convenient. Um, but the question is just like, why are we designed in such a way that living provides so much discomfort or life? Um, no, this character needs to be obviously more. mm, stand out more. But it's like, why can't you just do what you want to do? Why are you constantly interrupted by all these other inconvenient? Um, all right. Clearly, I can't think and color at the same time today because I've sneezed too many times now, and my brain is um, misfiring a little bit. So I gotta kind of focus on one thing. I see what I mean? Like you sneeze once, and then you're like, "What? What was I doing?" Get all slightly confused, and that's not fair. That's a disadvantage. Um, let's see. Suppose I could grab this green. And anyways, why are we programmed in such a way where we rely upon um, outside stimulation and outside nourishment, and why can't we just be in the state of constant um, creation and play? Why is there always interruptions? Why are there always interruptions? And sneezing is also kind of like an interruption. And why do I have to fight off dust from trying to come into my system? It's like the earth never wanted us here. Actually, I just thought for the highlights, we could use something that would stand out a little more. All right. Well, something kind of like that. The question is, should I come in and erase the lines that I drew? I usually always do that just because I don't want to leave any kind of change of my own on the original art. So I think it would probably behoove me to do that. And oh, let's grab this color. And it shouldn't take too long, I'm hoping. All right, let's do this. All right, come on, behave. So as I was saying earlier, this was my opener. I have the best openers. Like most people on Amazon. Oh, stop it. Most people on Amazon are excited to be live and streaming. Um, I'm not saying I'm not excited. I'm just not letting you know that. But my openers are usually anticlimactic, and I guess that's just part of my droll sense of humor. As I was saying, it is a good habit to get into to keep your creation, clean out hard drives, clean out browsers. Obviously, make sure you're updated, although updates oftentimes create more problems because certain updates have bugs in them that are not yet worked out. So you become somewhat of a guinea pig. And in general, life in the system is a life that of a guinea pig. But then when you do that, you kind of face a different problem. Something I have a, I wouldn't call it a problem, but a hiccup. Suddenly my short keys stopped working for the brush size, and that's a really convenient tool to have because you adjust the size of the brush on the fly. And right now, every time I attempt to do it, my Mac is yelling at me, um, which is fine. Maybe I might need to just restart my digital art workplace, digital graphic workplace, Affinity Photo, and that might be the end of it. I'm just hoping it's that. See, it's like a little bit of a more of a handicap, or it just like slows you down more having to go in and manually through the trackpad adjust the brush size when you can use one hand for drawing and the other one for adjusting. Oh well, I mean, it's not a huge sacrifice. It is slightly time consuming, but not too bad. Of course, the process is accelerated more when I stop yapping, but then again, it's not as fun. Come on. No, that's too big. Come on, come on. Gimme a brush size that I can use. Yeah, I couldn't even fit those syllables in. All right. Mm, on the second thought, second glance, maybe I don't have to erase all of it. Maybe just that one initial outline. And, well, actually, I missed here. I should probably complete these. And that could be it for now. All right, I think we're good here. Let me just quickly throw it into a Lightroom type program and add a little more contrast, a little more clarity. And then sometimes I just look like to play with saturation a little bit. Sometimes it's good to add more saturation. Other times, you want things a little duller, a little more pastel, depending on the vibe you're going after. And so that should be pretty good. All right, I'm going to quickly export this. You guys are going to see gray screen. Don't freak out. It's perfectly natural. All right, so that's exporting. And we can hop on to a new one. But first, always go back into your Finder, find the folder, and make sure you got that export. Because sometimes things go wrong. You assume it's there, and then the file never made it to the destination folder. All right, cool. We can close this. Don't need to save. All right, so we got more of these. This is rather abstract. Let me just quickly go in and make sure, see what else we got. All right, so where's that match? Metamorphosis, what's that? Oh, this is a pretty cool one. All right, let me just make sure. Let's try to do this one. This one feels a little reminiscent of Shel Silverstein a little bit. So always duplicate, always work on a copy. And let's grab the white paintbrush. And of course, it's not going to allow me to change the size of my brush for whatever reason. Come on. Mhm. And let's go in now and see what we have here. What our lines look like. All right, I'll do the same thing here. All right, now I got this freaky, funny, kind of goofy head, pot head. I don't know. And there's some sort of aloe vera type plant growing out of it. Although for it to make aloe to be aloe vera, it's probably has to have prickers. Oops. All right, so just checking that all the lines are met. And this could serve as good shading. All right, follow the hair. Looks pretty good. I don't see any gaps. All right, now there's this abstract. Um, okay, abstract structure. I definitely gotta close these houses so they don't bleed into the background. All right, and let's close this. Let's close this. A little bit of that, a little bit of this. Actually, I don't know the lyrics to that song, but that's the one that is that. Is that the Fat Boy Slim? What's that song where Christopher Walken's dancing in dancing suavely? He's got some dance moves. Not bad. All right. Everything. Oh wait, there's a gap. Gaps will not be tolerated, especially gaps in personalities. All right. That looks pretty good. I think we can start working on that. Let me just quickly, what the heck did I just do? Oh, okay. Let me just quickly check something out. Hmm. No, 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 no. Not in Russian. In English, please. Thank you. Hmm. All right. Can't seem to find what I'm looking for. All right. Well, we can start drawing. coloring that is. The only thing that I'm wondering, should I do that same halo type effect here with the sun? There always seems to be some sort of, or you know what I can do? Let me just experiment. All right. Usually, I'm gonna go into brushes and grab. This is gonna sound weird, um, but I kind of wanted to try this before. Um, I don't really know what this is gonna look like. I had like an acrylic brush selected, and I was always wondering what it will look like when you use one of those. It kind of goes over the outline, and you can see it's semi-transparent. Let's add a little bit more of a layer. This almost looks like an ink brush, if you ask me. But I guess I can see the watercolor effect in it. Um, yeah, I guess you just also got to make sure um, you got like a right brush. Yeah, I can see it kind of tries to imitate, um, yeah, watercolor a little bit. So I might not leave it. Just I was just curious to see what it would look like. No, I like this overlapping effect that it has. And I like the subtle see-through feeling, obviously, that watercolor has, and you can blend it in. I mean, not that I'm good with watercolor at all. I mean, I've never really tried it myself. Let's get a bigger brush to see what that looks like. Oh, that's huge. No, that's too big. A little bigger than that. Come on. You're like, woman, what are you doing? I don't know. I'm experimenting, obviously. I mean, it's kind of interesting. I don't know if it's what I'm going for, but we can leave it like that for now. Let's get back into our saddle. Hmm. All right. Trying to find something. How come Google has just become so useless these days? Can't find anything. You know what? I'm gonna have to do a little bit of searching on a non-related topic that has nothing to do much with the drawing. But I had to look something up quickly. Um, I'm gonna let you guys go, and most importantly, I'm gonna go take my lunch break too. And I'm gonna come back later tonight because I want to finish this one today. In general, I kind of want to get on more of a schedule now since I've had these longer breaks and continue finish up this folder of art. All right, so um, you get to see my pretty face at the end here, and have a pleasant rest of your Thursday. I'll see you closer to 5, maybe, and we will finish this. And don't snooze at work. Bye bye.